Hello everybody, it's Deanna Nichols, doTERRA Blue Diamond. I am here with our weekly event, which is Oils Are Not Magic Beans, and I'm a couple minutes early, so I'm doing that just so that we can wait until Facebook lets everyone know that we're live. And so if you're watching the replay, this is a great time to use the bathroom, get a drink, and we'll start in about, 60 seconds or so, maybe 90 seconds. So you got a minute or so to kind of get yourself situated, get a comfy chair, get a blankie, get yourself some water, whatever you need. Get your oils, of course, because we're going to be talking about a bunch of oils tonight, and you might want to try them out while we talk about them. You can also take this time to invite a couple friends to join you. So now that you know where to find the event, I'm sure that you've been chatting up the oils with a couple people at work, couple friends, couple moms at the playground. So just tell them, say, hey, I'm watching this really cool event live, and come check it out with me. And you might be able to win something. So this is your chance to go find them and invite them to join you on the event. That's what makes this fun, is because you can make comments below and do little smiley faces and hearts with all your buddies, and you can see them that they're on here with you. So we're going to get started in just a minute. Let me check the time here. Yep, about less than 60 seconds. So just hang tight. Okay, and we'll get started very shortly. If you see someone moving like a shark back and forth behind me, that's my dog. Every time I do these these events, he's like pacing back and forth. I think he has a secret desire to be famous, and so he's trying to get his moment on the camera. So that's all it is. It's not anything weird. It's just my dog. He is kind of weird, but okay, now he wants out. Give me 1 second. Okay, buddy, it's in or out. Make a decision. Go, go, go. All right, he's a mess. He is a mess. Okay, we're probably at 9, I bet you. Yep, we sure are. Okay, that means we're ready to roll. So again, welcome. Essential oils are not magic beans. I'm Deanna Nichols, doTERRA Blue Diamond. We're going to be here for about 30 minutes, and we're going to hang out, talk about oils. And if you're wondering why in the world I named my event Oils Are Not Magic Beans, it's because I've been doing oils for about 5 years now. They're amazing. They do wonderful things. But when I start seeing people that think that, they can pretty much live on, like they can subsist on an entire diet of Krispy Kreme donuts, and then just sprinkle some essential oils, and they think all is well, and they're going to be super healthy. You do need to have some basic nutritional, healthy nutritional habits and other healthy habits in your life to experience the kind of wellness that you're probably looking for. However, essential oils do really cool stuff, and they can start to work in just a few seconds. So if you try them out for something like maybe your head hurts, you try a little oil, I guarantee you're going to feel some relief with that head discomfort in a pretty fast time period. However, if, let's say, for example, you constantly banged your head against the wall, that's probably something you should stop. The oils cannot stop you from doing that. Well, they might affect you emotionally so that you would stop doing that. But that's probably causing your headache. So do you see where I'm going with this? We do need to do some basic common sense, healthy things, but these are going to help you along your way. Okay? So tonight, here's what happened. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little background. Earlier this weekend, I was at a doTERRA event. I was speaking on a panel about like one of my favorite oils, and I was talking about how you can tell where to put the oil on your body based on the color of the label. And everyone laughed. They thought I was crazy. Now, it is very possible that I am crazy. However, I can promise you that this is a real thing, and I'm going to prove it to you. And I think it's actually a really cool discovery that I made. I'm saying I made the discovery as if I'm some, pioneer of oils, but I'm sure someone else has already made this discovery prior to this. I'm just happen to be the one sharing it with you. Is that the colors have a lot to do with the section of your body where that oil would best help you. And I'm going to show you kind of how your emotions tie in with that, and how instead of treating like one little body part, like, oh, my liver, I need to treat my liver. Well, your liver is kind of connected to other stuff. And so it's going to be really cool to understand that your body is all connected. And sometimes we forget that. In our country and in our medical culture, we have specialists for every like a fingernail specialist and I'm exaggerating a tiny bit, but we tend to forget that the body is all connected. And so I'm going to kind of show you how that works. If I blow my nose, is that uncouth? I'm not going to blow it. How about that? I'll just dab it. I stayed with someone's house and something there was just irritating me. My nasal passages. Man, if you had seen me 10 minutes ago, you would have not come to this event. You would have just like left because it was bad. But I put lemon, lavender, and peppermint under my tongue, and I'm like 95% better than I was just 10 minutes ago. I'm serious. That's how fast it works. Okay, let's dive in. Now, let me tell you a little secret. I'm going to give something away. I'm going to give away a roller. Where's my roller? Here it is. A little 5 ml roller sample of one of our emotional aromatherapy blends, because they are the easiest oils to use in this way that I'm about to show you. doTERRA made it really super simple, because let's face it, they know that the average person, I think they told us at this doTERRA event that like my generation or something has an attention span of like 8 seconds or something, which is less than like a penguin or something like that. And so they know that we're not going to like look stuff up and research it for ourselves. And so they've made it really simple. They made these awesome blends and they're color coded, and I'm going to show you how you know what that has to do with where it goes on your body. Okay. But if you want to win a sample of one of those awesome rollers of the emotional aromatherapy, here's what you do. I know there's guests on here. They're goldfish. Oh, not penguins. Okay. They're so much alike. I can see why I got that confused. Okay. So if you want to win the sample roller, what you're going to do is you're going to comment below if you are not associated with doTERRA yet. So you don't have any kind of a wholesale membership. You don't have, you're not a wellness advocate. You don't have a wholesale account with doTERRA. And this is your first one of these events. Then I want you to comment like somebody invited you to come as a guest. So say, I am a guest and I was invited by, and then tag your friends so they can find you and know that you're here, and they can say hi and give you little emoticons and all that fun stuff. And then at the end of the event, I'm going to do a drawing among all the people that commented that they were a guest. And I will choose, actually random.org is going to choose, and then I will contact you if you win, and you'll be able to take that sample. I was going to say take it home, but you're already home. I'll mail it to you, to your home. Okay. All right, let's roll. So first, let's establish some basic information here. Our body's divided into energy centers, and we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. And then I'm going to explain what that has to do with the rest of the oils. So sometimes people call those energy centers chakras, and some people are like, chakras. They think it's like a religious thing and that they now have to worship Satan because we mentioned the word chakra. So sometimes I don't say the word because some people freak out about it. All it is it's just energy centers, and it's showing you, like, you do realize that we're made of energy. It's kind of, if it's a scientific principle, that we are made up of energy. Okay, we're energetic beings. And the energy from that section of your body, all the organs and things that are kind of stuffed in that area, they're all going to be affected. It's just common sense. And so somehow somebody realized that there were certain colors associated with that. And I'm going to show you how the plant world already like knew that already. Okay. So the first one is located at the base of your spine. So I'm going to tell you as delicately as possible that this is basically like your perineum area, and most of the time we're not going to put oils there because that would kind of be awkward in most situations. So what you can do, energy vortexes. Oh wow, I love the word vortex. I feel very Star Trek-y, like if I say vortex, so that's even cooler than chakra. Can we say vortex the rest of the night? Okay, every time I say vortex, hit the little heart emoticon, and we'll see how many times I say it. We'll have a contest. There's no drinking involved. It's just heart emoticons. Okay, I don't have to take like a shot. Although I could do a doTERRA shot, like lemon, lavender, and peppermint every time I say vortex. If you catch me saying it, I do need some lemon, lavender, and peppermint apparently for whatever's happening all up in here. Where was I? I need you guys to like remind me where I was. I'm getting confused. Kimberly, you threw me off. Okay, so so let's get back to the topic. All right, so the base of your spine, which sadly is sometimes easily described as slightly above your butt crack, okay? That is a good area to deal with what we call the first vortex, okay? Vortex. Or sometimes we call it the, what is it called, Deanna? Wow, Kimberly, rotating wheels. Now she's really trying to distract me. The base, what is it called? Kimberly, help me out. Good night. Anyway, who cares? The first one, the base. And that is kind of like where you feel safe and rooted and connected to things. And so that color is red. And so what doTERRA did is they made a blend called Passion. And look at the color of the label. It is red. Isn't that fun? The tailbone. Okay, sure, we can say tail. I like to say butt crack. It's more fun. Okay, so Passion is red, so you can put it there. And what you're going to find is this is the Inspiring blend, so it has a lot to do with like your passion for life. It also has to do with just, let's see, let me try to read some of the oils. They have, either they recently like made these are smaller or I'm getting older. I don't know what's happening. But there are tree oils in here is what I'm trying to show you, like sandalwood. And so a lot of times you'll see that tree oils like root, yeah, thank you, root. The root vortex is that area. And a lot of times you'll see that tree oils are really good for that, which makes sense. Trees have roots, they're very rooted, they're very grounded. If you want to feel grounded and safe, those are good oils to use. Another one, I'm trying to find another one that's really good there. Give me a second. Can't find it. Oh, Arborvitae. The jury's a little out on whether this is orange or red. I'm going to call it orange, and I'm also I'm going to call it red, but I'm also going to call OnGuard, if I can find it. I'm going to call that red for now. The reason why is because a lot of times people will say that they have like allergy things, like kind of like what's happening to me right now, or that they're really sensitive to stuff, or they're constantly just feeling like, have you ever met somebody and it seems like they're ready for a fight all the time? Like they're ready for you to say something so they can pick it apart and find something wrong with it. So they can just like duke it out with you, and they're just ready to constantly just take things wrong so they can get in a fight. They have their like fight or flight is just off. Okay, their nervous system is just out of balance, and they're just constantly ready to pounce. They don't feel safe in their environment. And that is all really the same issue. That's like you're not feeling rooted and safe and grounded. And when that happens sometimes with our immune system, when we start to feel like the world's out to get us and we're a victim and everybody's trying to get us, sometimes our immune system can start to do things like overreact to our environment. So everything we breathe and everything we touch, like we break out in hives and we can't breathe and we start to run, our nose starts to run, and we have all of these things happen. Or our immune system starts to even see body parts as a threat, like, oh my gosh, your thyroid, it's danger, danger, let's attack the thyroid, or let's attack your hair follicles, let's attack your immune system. And so a really good place to apply OnGuard, because it's a protective blend, and it's got a lot of oils in here that help you to feel safe and secure and protected. And so you can put that on the base of the spine and then just apply it up the spine. Great thing to do. If you feel like your immune system is either underreacting or overreacting, or your emotions are underreacting or overreacting, that would be a good one. Okay, so those are just some examples of right there. We're going to go up to the next one, number 2, and it's associated with the color orange, and it's really the area around your lower part of your body that is kind of below the navel. And so the things that you're going to find located there will be like lower GI stuff, like your colon. You're going to find that your reproductive organs are housed in there. And also don't forget about the spine. And I didn't even mention that last time. So like if you're having like tailbone or lower back issues, you can put Passion on that. We're always thinking of like, oh, I need to put Deep Blue and Aroma Touch, and that's great. That's an excellent idea. But sometimes we start to feel structural issues. Have you ever heard somebody say like that person doesn't have a backbone? Like they're weak-willed, they can't do anything, they're just like, whatever, man, okay. And they just kind of go with whatever, and they don't fight just anything. Well, your immune system can start to do that too, and you can start to like catch every like cootie that comes down the pike, because you're just not, that's the other side of like, there's the overreactive and the underreactive. And so sometimes that can manifest itself in like lower back pain, hip pain, those kinds of things. And so think about putting Passion there for that, not just the pain type oils. Okay, so let's go back to orange. So the oil that doTERRA specifically made for this area is called Motivate. Now, at this panel that I was on, a girl actually mentioned that she likes to use Motivate for like menstrual cramps and what else did she say? Like digestive stuff. And I'm thinking, yeah. And so in my story that everyone thought was really funny, I used Citrus Bliss, which of course is not in here because I had it at the event. But Citrus Bliss is an orange label, and I actually used it for like flatulence, which I think is the proper way to say that. It was lots and lots of gas when I was pregnant, and I found great success putting that on my lower abdomen. It's another orange oil. This is the area where we create things from, like our creation energy is there, and it makes perfect sense that our reproductive organs would be there. So sometimes if we're struggling with this area of our body, we can have trouble, like it's like we're not finding our mojo and our creativity, and we're just kind of going through life, and we're not really thinking up new ideas, and we're just kind of stuck in a rut. And we can start to have sexual intimacy type issues as well. And so some other good oils that you're going to find for those areas, and I think you're going to find that you recognize that when you have issues in that section of your body, that you recognize that these are some of the oils that you would normally use, and look what color they are. Zendocrine. Have you ever used Zendocrine for like lower digestive, like colon stuff? Interesting, right? A cleansing oil. Then we've got, what else? I'm just grabbing, oh, Slim and Sassy. Slim and Sassy, the metabolic blend. Can you imagine like why that would be a good one? Have you ever done a Slim and Sassy wrap? And have you ever noticed how like sometimes people retain weight right there in that area of their body? Very interesting, right? So you can see how you can kind of color by, or oil by color there. So that's orange. Of course, don't forget some of the single blends, the single oils like wild orange. Wild orange is orange, obviously. And I know a lot of people have told me that they've used wild orange for low back pain. I thought that was really weird until I started like color correlation. I've also heard a lot of moms say that wild orange has helped with getting things moving for kiddos that are having trouble going to the bathroom. It's orange, colon, okay? See how that works? Lower GI stuff has to do with the orange. So next time you're having a digestive issue, think of grabbing an orange oil instead of just grabbing Digestin, okay? Digestin's great. It's amazing for digestive stuff, but don't forget that all that stuff is kind of connected together, okay? All right, let's go up to the next one, which is yellow. doTERRA made a yellow one for us called Cheer. I love this one. It smells amazing. If you have it with you, you should totally smell it right now so you can enjoy this wonderful, I think it smells like root beer. I don't know if that's just me, but I feel like it smells like root beer. I have not, just so you guys know, I have not taken this internally. I followed the rules, and it's not for internal use, but it smells like it should be. Maybe someday I'll try it and report back. If I die, then you'll know, don't do that, okay? I can be the guinea pig. But yellow. So this section of your body is like your upper abdomen area, and it's above the navel. So the stuff that you're going to find in here is like your stomach, your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys, your adrenals. And so for years I've been telling people, like, if you want to support your adrenals, you need to use Elevation. Look what color that is. Huh, interesting. Deanna may not be crazy. After all, Elevation is yellow. We know that lemon is super, super good for the liver and kidneys and helping them to cleanse. Lemon's yellow. It's yellow. We also know that that section of the body, which Kimberly so aptly pointed out, is the third vortex. And it's the solar plexus area. Okay. And if you ever thought about it, like sometimes you say, you know, like, I just felt it kind of in my gut that something was off, or I felt like I got punched in the gut when that person did that to me or said that to me. And that's because that's where like our self-confidence and our self-worth and our belief in ourselves and how we feel about ourselves is right there. And so I noticed that sometimes people will end up having things like liver problems, and liver has a lot to do with holding on to resentment and things. And so when we have anger, a lot of times we act like we're angry at other people, but we're really just resentful and angry at ourselves, and we're kind of hating on ourselves. And so that's why we are just so angry, and our liver tends to kind of hold on to some of that stuff. And these yellow oils are going to help get those things out of there and get them moving. Trying to think of another one. Gosh, can't forget this one. Bergamot is like one of my fave oils of all time. It's currently probably like my favorite single oil, and I put that there all the time, especially if I'm getting ready to speak or go interact with people. I know it's gonna like shock you. You're gonna be like, but I'm actually an introvert, and so it's easy for me to talk in front of a group of people, but like when I'm like in a more intimate setting and like it's more personal, it's harder for me because I'm just an introvert, and sometimes I like to be by myself a lot and stuff like that. So when I'm going to be in groups of people, where I'm going to be really noticed and stuff, then I really like to use bergamot just to help me to make sure that I am like standing in my power and feeling really confident. And I notice that sometimes when I'm being hard on myself, that I start to get kind of upset stomach. And my upset stomach tends to be kind of like almost like a knot or a rock right in my upper stomach area. And for a long time I would try to use digestin or cardamom or stuff like that, but it really wasn't a digestive issue as much as it was I was struggling with that solar plexus energy. And so it doesn't, somebody told me like, okay, so if I'm having a stomach thing and I'm also having an adrenal issue, do I need to put it on the front and the back? No. No, just put like 1 or 2 drops somewhere in that section of your body. It's all connected, and the oils do travel. So you don't need to be so specific, and you definitely don't want to like overuse the oils. You want to get the best benefit by using a reasonable amount of them. So yeah, so I think that we just need to learn to think outside the box a little bit, and nature, God, whatever you want to call it, has made it really easy because these oils are all yellow. Isn't that funny? I think it's funny. I think it's cool though. Okay, so have you noticed that this is like a rainbow? Yeah. So red, orange, yellow. What comes next? Green. Green comes next. Green is your heart. So this section of your body is going to be like your upper back. It can be like your shoulders. Of course, cardiovascular, respiratory. And so check this out. Forgive is the emotional aromatherapy oil that doTERRA made, and it's the renewing blend. And so a lot of times people will talk about this like, oh, if you're mad at somebody, use some Forgive oil. And that's true, but that's such a general thing about how this can be used. Your heart, how your emotions are, can really affect this section of your body. And so people will come to me a lot and they'll tell me they're having ongoing respiratory problems. And the more I talk to them and ask them questions, I find out that they've had some losses. You know, maybe they've lost a parent, they've had a breach in a really important relationship in their life, all kinds of different reasons. Kids that have their parents gone through a divorce and it's affecting them, all kinds of different things like that. And so we don't want to ignore the emotional component, but there's lots of really cool oils in here, like, I'll show you. It's so small. Let's see. So there's myrrh, and myrrh is amazing for chest issues, for like lung issues. There's thyme. Thyme is very good for breathing and respiratory stuff. So I'm telling you, like, if you have cooties and it's respiratory related, I always tell you to use thyme. And check out thyme. Green. It's green. Yep. And that's in Forgive. Cypress is in here, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right? I don't know. Maybe not. I must have imagined that one. Gosh, it's so small. Arbor Vitae's in here, which is a tree oil. But you can kind of see there's green stuff in here. Okay, so that's why. Okay, but again, I said green. Thyme is green. That's good for respiratory. Cypress is good for getting things moving. So if you need to like get your blood pumping, you know, like cardiovascular, circulation. Guess what? It's green. It's cypress. What else is green? Eucalyptus. Yeah, that's not a breathing oil at all, is it? It's green, guys. So do you kind of see where I'm going with this? So maybe if you're having pain back here, like in your shoulders or your upper back or even mid back area, maybe look at using some of these type of oils. Maybe try some cypress, eucalyptus, any of those type of things, even Forgive, and see if that can help you, because you may be dealing with a heart issue. And then, you know, we can talk another time about, I've done other videos and we can talk other times about how to actually address the emotion specifically, but you'll start to do some work by using these oils, because the oils help to bring stuff to the surface, so you may not even realize what's going on. But I think if you start to use the oils and inhale the oils, don't forget to inhale them and smell them, as well as putting them on topically. As you start to use the oils, you're going to start to see that thoughts are going to come more to the surface and your emotions are going to come more to the surface, okay? All right, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, 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 blue. So the next oil is blue that doTERRA made is Peace, and the section of your body is the throat area, the throat vortex. I so love that word. So that's the section of your body where you communicate from. Isn't that interesting that peace would be blue? So why in the world would they have peace? Why would they call it peace? Well, what would be more important to have than peace when you're communicating with other people? We want to use peaceful communication when we're communicating with others. And so It's also for people who have trouble expressing themselves. And so I literally have met people that have difficulty swallowing. They are having difficulty swallowing. Could it be possible that they have been swallowing things that they need to say? They haven't been able to express themselves or finish conversations that they need to finish. And so they're now having a physical problem in this area of the body. What else is here is things like your jaw, like ear, nose, and throat type issues can be here. So, you know, sometimes people have problems with their jaw. They might have even a little bit of upper neck stuff going on. And so when I talk to people that have maybe some ongoing problems and they've been trying oils for that specific issue, like it's like we're trying to treat symptoms, and we don't treat symptoms. This isn't medicine, okay? Medicine was designed to treat symptoms. That's what it does, pretty much. Yes, thank you, Kimberly. Your thyroid is located here. That's another one. So if you're struggling to support your thyroid, that would be a great one to use. It would be the peace oil. Another one, let's see. Oh, peppermint. Now you got to be careful if you're using it up on your throat because it can be very sensitive, but peppermint's really good for thyroid, which I thought was interesting that peppermint's blue, and that's another good one. I'm trying to think what else is blue. I'm at a loss for words for a minute. That's a shock. Anyway, you kind of see where I'm going with that. So I would say that if you were having, yeah, breathe is also blue, so that makes sense because there's some like sinus stuff through here. Yeah, that's good. Breathe. Even digestion is blue. I haven't quite figured that out other than like your esophagus and stuff are here. So, I mean, this isn't a perfect scenario, but this is kind of like how my mind sort of works. And you can kind of grab some blue oils and just see if you can help issues that are happening in this section of your body. Okay, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So Console is the purple emotional aromatherapy oil. And this one is designed for like right here, but it's pretty much like this section. So like, guess what's there? Your brain. Your brain's there. It's pretty close to your eyes also. And so when people are struggling ongoing with things like headaches, even like vision concerns, I would say don't rule out Console. By the way, somebody told me that Peace was really good for supporting healthy blood pressure, and I was like, well, then shouldn't it be like green? Shouldn't it be like down here? And then they pointed out that like your carotids are here. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. So maybe you could put Peace on the carotid arteries to support healthy blood pressure. Just another thought. So yeah, sometimes people call it the third eye, and that's kind of like where your intuition is. It's where you it's kind of like where you really know deep truths about like who you are and where you come from, and it's kind of like where you're also communicating with people on a little bit of a deeper level, on like their spirit level, you know. And it sounds really like woo woo and everything, but it's just if you want to have an interesting, if you want to do an experiment, okay, if you want to have a really interesting night of dreams, use some Console before you go to sleep tonight. And just kind of see what kind of dreams you have. I just think that you should just try that as a fun experiment, or even diffuse it. This is called the Comforting Blend. And so if you are struggling with things like grieving, or you've suffered a loss or a great disappointment in your life, or you're just, I know for me, like sometimes if I watch things, if I see like news stories or even like a movie or something that's pretty disturbing, I need to use this oil, for example. And so what else can we use for this area? Well, another great oil, I'm trying to get my eyes on it, is clary sage. And what's funny is clary sage is known as the oil of clear vision. Isn't that funny? So that would be a great one to use here. Serenity, somebody pointed out serenity, lavender, those are purple oils. And so these are great to kind of open that up. And if you really want to get more in touch with like your subconscious mind and find out, for example, like why you might be stuck in a particular area or in a relationship, these are great oils to use, especially at bedtime, to kind of open that up more when your body and when your mind is kind of more at rest and you're not thinking about all kinds of other things that you have to be doing, and your mind has more time to really like search for some of those hidden truths. So these are all great oils to use for that. Now there's one other section which is up here, which is the crown. And I haven't quite decided exactly what color to call this. I'm calling it white/amber. And I know that if you ever talk about like healing light or divine light, like from heaven or from God, a lot of times we picture that as white light. And so a lot of the oils that have like amber or white colored labels are really, really good for this section of the body. So I'm going to give you some examples. My favorite one to use here is frankincense. Now I can see that the label's kind of orangey brown, but as far as like what the oil actually looks like, it is definitely like an amber color. And if you've ever seen it, it's like a rosin from a tree. So it makes perfect sense. And this is literally the oil that helps to connect us and to communicate us with our higher power or to God. And so you can take a little bit and put it on the top of your head. And we know that frankincense is amazing for the brain, don't we? We already know that about frankincense. Doesn't it make total sense that that would be used up here? So when people are struggling with brain issues, or even have hit their head, or anything like that, that would be a really great place to apply the oils, or even for ongoing support for the brain and the head. Another good one is Melissa. You see how that's white? Melissa is really high in sesquiterpenes, which is this fancy way of saying that it has the ability to cross the blood-brain barrier and really strongly affect the brain. So I think I've said this before, but what I do is I take a little bit onto my thumb and press it on the roof of my mouth, and I want to get it into my brain really quickly, especially to affect my mood and how my thoughts are. Sometimes I feel like negative thoughts are coming, and I want to really clear that space, and so I'll use Melissa. Spikenard is another really good one. Then there's, gosh, where is it? Roman chamomile is another one. Douglas fir. I've used Douglas fir a lot in this area. And I do it at nighttime, bedtime, and that it just really, really helps me have good restful sleep. It helps my brain to rest and helps me to not close down, but slow down my thoughts. And there was another one I wanted to mention, and it's escaping my mind. What is it? Oh, sandalwood. Sandalwood, of course. I'm trying to find it. Sandalwood is wonderful for, connecting to God. I feel like, when we're connected, when we're the most connected to God, we're the most connected to everything. And to be spiritual for a minute, which I hope is okay with you, somebody asked Jesus one time, like, what's the greatest commandment of all? And he said, to love the Lord your God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. And I just thought that was really interesting, because you have to love God first and then love your neighbor, but as yourself. So you have to love yourself so that you can love your neighbor. And so really, he was saying that everything in the whole, like all the rules that you read throughout the Bible, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, it pretty much all boils down to loving God with all your heart, loving yourself so that you can love other people. And so I feel like it kind of just starts right here. It starts with that connection. And then, of course, it's how we talk to people and communicate with people. It's how we love from our heart. It's how we, the confidence that we have in ourselves and our purpose. It is our passion for life, and it is how we are connected and rooted to each other and how we have a community. And so I just want to kind of open your eyes a little bit more, how our emotions are so closely tied to our physical bodies, and how the colors can be so revealing as to where that oil can really help us. So the next time somebody laughs about oiling by color, you can tell them it's a real thing. And I think now that it's in your head, you're going to start to see it. You're going to start to see it more, and you're going to start to realize that it's so true. And you're going to just find all these cool little clues about how these different parts of our body are all connected. It's super fun, and it makes actually recommending oils for yourself and your family and your friends so much easier. Okay, so now don't hang up, because I want to remind you that if you tuned in late and you're a guest, you're a first-time guest, you don't have a wellness advocate or a wholesale customer account with doTERRA, please comment and say that I am a guest and tag the person that invited you. We're going to enter you in a drawing, and I want you to, whoever wins gets to choose which of those 6 emotional aromatherapy blends that they'd like to try a rollerball sample of, and I'm going to mail it to you if you win. And so sometimes there's a lot of guests and they don't want to comment. I'm not going to text you the rest of your life or anything. I'm just going to enter you in the drawing, and I want to connect you back to the person that invited you to the video. And here's why. Because I know that you're probably thinking like, wow, this is really cool, and I want to get some oils. Number one, where do I start and how do I get them? So here's what you do. as amazing as I am, and I am truly amazing, and I get that. As amazing as I am, you don't want to get oils from me. You want to get them from the person who cared enough about you to share their oils or invite you to this video. You want to connect with them because they're going to be the person that's best going to help you get started on this journey. So contact them, and what they're going to do is they're going to provide a link where you can look at all of doTERRA's starter kits that we have. And here's why you want to do a starter kit. We have a bunch of them. We got like 3 pages of starter kits that you can choose from, and they're all different sizes based on the size of your budget and the size of your family. And once you choose your starter kit, you're going to find that you get a free wholesale membership to doTERRA, which means you get 25% off of everything that doTERRA has. So you're going to get the best prices if you do that. When you get a wholesale membership, then you get connected to a support team of people that are going to help educate you how to use your oils. They're going to just help teach you how to place orders. They're going to support you along the way, and it's like a family. It's like that rooted community that we talked about. And so it's really, really important that that you get connected to that education. We're not here to sell essential oils. You can buy essential oils anywhere. They will not be anywhere near the quality of doTERRA's oils, because we know that we're the only essential oils in the world where none of our oils are adulterated. They're all pure. None of them are synthetic. And so you'll have the best oils, but even if you bought doTERRA oils, you want to get that community. So when you get your starter kit, you'll get a free membership to doTERRA. You'll get some basic core oils, at least. Even if you got the smallest kit there was, you'd have the basic core oils you needed to get started, to learn about the oils. And the person that invited you to watch this is going to try to help you find which one of those that you want, okay? So you're going to contact them to get that link so you can look at the different starter kits. They're going to set you up, but let me tell you what happens. If you get started by the 15th of April and your kit is worth 200 points or more, so each kit is going to have a price and then PV next to it. Look for ones that are over 200 PV, because if you do that by the 15th of April, you're going to get $71 of free stuff. And I'm like trying to figure out where I put it. Oh, here it is. So what you're going to get for free from doTERRA is you're going to get Blue Touch, which is our pain and discomfort roller. It's already diluted in fractionated coconut oil, so that you don't have to worry about it being safe for all ages and stages of life, and you can just roll that right on. And then we have our Deep Blue Rub, which is even more intense because it's in a cream form. Really great for working out, for sports, for injuries like muscles and tendons and stuff. So you get $71 of stuff free if you set up your starter kit and your account with the person that invited you by the 15th of April. They're also going to have freebies for you. Like, I know for me, I will give like an oil reference book, like something like this, to people that get started with me, and I'm sure that your enroller has something free that they're going to give you as a gift. So that's another reason why you want to check back in with them so you can see what they're offering to their personal friends, and it's going to be wonderful, so make sure you do that. We're back here every weekday for a very short video called An Oil a Day at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and then on every Sunday at 9 p.m. for Oils Are Not Magic Beans. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope you learned a couple things, and I would love for you to share this video. People can watch the replay and maybe learn some cool stuff, and then you can have them talk to you if they have other questions. All right? Love you. Have an awesome night. Thanks for hanging out, and shine on. Love you. Bye-bye.